about an argument that happened a while back, and I feel like there was some, I don't know if I want to say like someone overreacted so much as it's like, I don't want to deal with the argument, I don't want to deal with the conversation, so it feels like somebody just kind of blocked and forgot about you. But I feel like they have been working through their issues, maybe even going to see a therapist. And now we have some possibility of this person coming back around to say, hey, I know that there was like a valid reason for me to be upset, but I also feel like I need to apologize to you for kind of like the drastic nature of my reaction. There were other things going on in my life, and I feel like I kind of took that out on you. So we have the Better Now card indicating some sort of reconciliation or resolution, even if it's just to say, I want to make sure that you know there's no like negative energy, or I'm not like wishing ill upon you, and I forgive you. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. You can find that in the description box, as well as information on how to become a member and a link to my Etsy shop should you be interested in a homemade soy candle. And let's dive in. What should we start with? I think we're going to go with the Marigold Tarot. What else do we have, please? Knight of Cups, Four of Wands, Seven of Wands in the reverse. Yeah. This is someone who was in a really difficult situation as far as their emotions. They had a lot of toxic energy that they were dealing with, or perhaps they had let a few different arguments or disappointments or frustrations build up and impact how they treated you. Hello, Rachel. How are you doing? So with the Four of Wands, we have a sense that this person has been able to take a better approach, take a step back and really look into what they needed to change, or what about their perspective was maybe kind of failing them, right? And with the Seven of Wands in the reverse, they feel like they need to do something to patch things up with you, even if it's not to like go back to being besties or get back into a relationship. They want to at least clear the air and explain what happened and why they reacted the way that they did. Hello, Darth. How are you doing? What else do we have, please? The Lovers and the Two of Rings, or Two of Pentacles. Maybe you did say something you shouldn't have. Maybe you canceled a date night, or you weren't able to help them move or something. But they look at this now in a different way than they did at the time when it happened. And they feel guilty. They're like, man, I really wish that I had handled that better. You didn't deserve the way that I yelled at you, or you know, you were just trying to be helpful, or you were giving me like the support that I needed at that time. I just didn't want to accept it, right? I'm gonna put you on a timeout because it feels a little bit like you're spamming things there, bless. Hello, Noble Spider. How are you doing? Rachel, that's my favorite line from Jurassic Park, which, by the way, if you didn't know it, Jurassic Park is not just a movie. It is like one of my favorite books of all time. It's a little bit more heavy on the science, which I loved. But now I might have to watch the movie again. So we have the Devil. Some of you are going to get an apology from this person and tell you that, you know, they've seen things differently, in part because they have gotten sober, or they've gotten out of a toxic relationship, or they finally dealt with the things that were bothering them and making them a little bit more susceptible to overreacting. I think they're going to tell you a little bit more about what was going on back then that may have contributed to the way that they treated you. Hello, RZB. I hope you're having a good day. Please call me Carmen. Hello. How's it going, Luke? I hope work goes well. Hello, CHT. Yeah, I'm not going to let that chill. Sorry. Noble Spider, I do personal readings after the general reading, as Rachel is clarifying for you. If you want me to pull some cards for you, you can put your request in a super chat. Hello, Awali. Hello, Nasir. My name is Carmen. Hello, Siobhan. I'm doing well. How are you? Yes, and as Rachel is mentioning, I do personal private readings, not on live streams. And that starts at $40 USD. You can email me about that. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, Luke. We have the Moon and the Hermit in the reverse. I feel like this person was going through something that they didn't really tell anybody about. Some sort of trauma, perhaps, or some sort of like falling back into old ways. Maybe even dealing with a family situation that was super stressful, but they couldn't talk about. This is what they're going to clarify for you. This is what they feel like they need to be honest about. Not necessarily as like an excuse, right? Like, I don't have any accountability because this was happening in my life and that's why I treated you the way that I treated you. No, it's more so like, here's what I did not tell you at the time that may have influenced how I acted, and I wish that it hadn't, right? Yes, it's true. Thank you, Luke. I appreciate it. Awali, if you want to be added to the list for personal questions, you can do a super chat. I don't do personal questions for the little gifts because they don't really equate to, they're difficult to add up, I'll say that much. So with the Ace of Cups, this is somebody who's coming back with good intentions. I want to tell you the truth about what happened to me. I want to show my appreciation for the friendship that you offered, or, you know, the way that you supported me through a difficult time, even though you didn't really know what was going on. And also apologize, because I know that I should have been kinder. Don't worry, Rachel. Between the two of us, we got it. King of Wands in the reverse, and the Knight of Wands. Yeah, they were under a lot of pressure. They felt like they didn't have what they needed to be able to deal with the stresses they were going through or the demands placed upon them. But they've missed talking to you, and they've missed having you in their life. Knight of Rings or Knight of Pentacles. I don't feel like this is something that happened last week, maybe not even last month. This is something that happened a long time ago, which has allowed for them to actually dig into what they needed to emotionally so that they could recover or take a different path, right? Oh, thank you, Luke. I appreciate you. This is the Romani Tarot. Hello, Dracula. Shouldn't you be sleeping? I don't know. Perhaps it's nighttime where you are. What else do we have? Five of Shivs or the Five of Swords in the reverse, making amends. And the Five of Wands. That's kind of wild. I've pulled 2 cards only. There are 5 fives out of 78 cards, and I've pulled 2 of them. I know we argued. I know I didn't treat you the way I should have. I know I said some things that I ended up regretting. Let's talk about it. I want to apologize. Yes, exactly, Rachel. Hello, Fanny. What's up? The Empress and the Chariot in the reverse. They see you as somebody who has, I mean, nobody's perfect, right? But they see you as somebody who has the ability to get through tough times, show love to other people. You commiserate. If you have gone through a dark night of the soul or a spiritual awakening, it hasn't turned you into somebody who is proud or judgmental. You can relate to others because you've been in a situation where you felt stuck before. So people find you to be relatable or like accessible. Dracula, if you want me to pull some cards for you, you can do a super chat. Otherwise, the general may answer the question for you. We have the 2 of Pentacles, the 5 of Pentacles in the reverse, and Strength in the reverse. This is someone who struggled to be a good friend or to stay in the right energy because they were facing so many toxic people or situations. They feel like they lost control. But now they're coming back around. And with that 2 of Pentacles, the goal is how can we find some, I don't know, calmness? Are we able to experience the friendship or the connection that we had before I kind of lost control, before I felt like, you know, everybody was out to get me or nothing ever lasted? No, Stark, I do not. Hello, Kim. How are you doing? The Devil in the reverse. Temperance in the reverse. So you're going to hear a story about something that your former friend or ex didn't really feel comfortable telling anybody else. A person they were dealing with, a personal struggle they were facing, whatever it was that made it a challenge for them to deal with stressful situations and effectively made it a little bit more likely they would overreact, right? Hello, Kenneth. How are you doing? Did I say hello to Merrick? How are you today? We have the Sun and the 9 of Wands in the reverse. This person's no longer got that sharp edge or that defensiveness where they expect the worst or they feel like they can't trust anyone. They've taken the time to learn more about their situation, address the problems, forgive, and let go. They're happier now than they were when you knew them. Hello, Nikshi. How are you doing? Hello, Stephen. How are you doing? Thank you for the flower, Kenneth. Four of Pentacles. The Moon. There's something that you said that was, I suppose I could use the word prophetic or inspirational, and helped this former friend of yours or ex find their way back to the path that they were meant to be on. So this is part of the reason they want to make amends and come back around and see you, because they feel like without your friendship or your guidance, they may have remained stuck much longer. Hello, Skemmy. How are you doing today? Five of Cups in the reverse. They don't want to feel regretful, and they feel like the only way to avoid that regret is to make sure that they communicate with you about what was going on and the importance you've had in their life. This is the Edgar Allan Poe Tarot. That's an interesting way to put it, Rachel. Stark, I don't work with jinns. I appreciate that you want to talk about them, but no, that's not how I get my information. I bless my cards, and I only allow messages that come from my guides. We have the Four of Wands in the reverse and the Empress. This person's nervous. If I come back around and I tell you what happened and I apologize, will you be upset with me? Will you just tell me to, like, you know, go away? Will you say you already burned that bridge? There's no use in coming back around? That is strange, Rachel. Hello, the Palo. What's up? Hello, Albert. How's your day? Ten of Cups, Six of Wands in the reverse, and the Eight of Wands. They have good intentions. They're going to be holding themselves accountable. That's why they want to apologize, right? I'm going to tell you more about what was happening to them at that time. It's like you're getting all of the details. Some of you are going to be a little bit shocked at what they were going on or what they were going through. But because they were struggling to trust the people around them, they may have blamed you for something that was not your fault or assumed the worst when you were just trying to be supportive or helpful. Now they see the truth. Now they realize that they were too quick to blame you or to assume the worst, and that you genuinely were just trying to be there for you, or that you were trying to be there for them. Hey Joseph, if you would like me to pull cards on that, you can put your request in a super chat. I will start personal questions in about 15 minutes. So we have Death in the reverse. They were avoiding letting go of something or someone that was a pretty big issue. The other thing I would say, Joseph, is I don't need like birth dates. You can keep that to yourself. Hey Stark, if you're gonna say things that are insulting towards other people's religion, I am going to like put you in a timeout, okay? All right, maybe just chill a little bit. You showed up in the live chat and the only thing you want to talk about is something I say I'm not using on my channel. So, chill out, please, okay? Let's see what else we've got. This is the Gilded Reverie. I don't really want to hear any more about it. All right, so we have the Clover, which is number 2, and the Compass, which is number 42. The Compass talks about someone regaining their sense of direction. But I think this person feels strongly that they would not have been able to get back on the right track if they hadn't encountered you or benefited from your guidance. This is someone who feels like you've helped them make this progress even without being a part of their life in recent weeks or months. So as they are moving into a happier era of their life, they feel that it's imperative they thank you and apologize for how they reacted. They feel like they acted quite immaturely and that they misinterpreted your kindness or assumed they couldn't trust you when all you were doing was trying to help. Yes, thank you. I love that answer. What else do we have? Surrender, number 6, letting go, trust, consideration, and expansion. So they have let go of some troubling energy that caused them to be stagnant. They stopped fighting those around them, identified what the real issue or obstacle was, and that time of consideration has helped them to identify what they really need to do. Yes, you are done. Stark, when I ask you to be respectful in the chat and take it a different direction, and you take it upon yourself to continue down that path, that tells me that maybe you should be communicating on your own channel instead of mine, okay? I got lightning fast reaction time. I don't know, I feel like that's because I was a bartender. You gotta be able to, you know? Rider, number 12, movement, quick decisions, progress, excitement. So just like that situation, the person who wants to come back and make amends with you, the person who wants to tell you what was really going on and thank you for your guidance, is somebody who has made significant progress in their life and left behind some troubling energy that blinded them. Hello, Flower. How we doing? Yeah, we're just not going to talk about that, okay? Hello, Football. How are you doing? So with Flight, we have opportunity, prosperity, new venture, and don't wait. Things are improving in their life, and they feel like they owe you some sort of gratitude. They might even be bringing you a gift. This is the Energy Oracle. It's true. Fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael. This person feels like you are an earth angel. This is why they want to show their gratitude. They view you as somebody who is loving, kind, compassionate, and even though it may have been difficult to say, you told them what was, I don't know, what they needed to hear. I don't think they liked it at the moment, but it helped them after they calmed down. Thank you, Flower. I got you. No worries, Joseph. Thank you, I appreciate that. Hi, A2. I've timed you out because you didn't listen to our requests, okay? You can come back after, I think Rachel gave you less of a penalty. You can come back after the timeout wears out, but I expect you to be talking about something different. I also expect you to not be using all uppercase letters because that makes me feel like you're yelling at me and I don't deserve that, okay? Thank you. Hello, Pierre. How are you doing? See, we've got the happy family card. That's what we're going for in the live chat, okay? Excellent. I like it. So we've got this person coming through apologetically with gratitude. They're in a better spot. They're not frustrated or distrustful like they were in the past. That's because they've gotten the help that they needed, possibly even the help that you recommended for them. Exactly. So this is the Cook's Tarot. What else do we have, please? Skemmy, do you need any cats? I think that might make Flower laugh. So we have the King of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, and the Hierophant in the reverse. You showed this person compassion. You were emotionally mature, but also willing to discuss, right? You weren't talking down to them. As they embark on this new chapter, they're thinking back on how things could have been worse if they had not encountered you, if they had not gotten advice from you. Just one can of tuna, is that enough though? Eight of Cups and the Four of Wands. So they walked away, they had to take some time away from others, but now that they are in a better place, I feel like this person not only wants to apologize, but they want to show, I don't know, proper gratitude for the help that you offered them. This is the Touchstone Tarot. I can just imagine Flower is just like, like, give me that tuna. But I bet they're adorable. So we have the Three of Cups in the reverse. I may have told you I never wanted to talk to you again. I may have been overly harsh. But I'm coming back around with a peace offering. Let me buy you coffee. Let me buy you lunch. I want to talk to you about how things have changed for me. And it couldn't have happened without you telling me what I really needed to hear. Even if in that moment I was struggling to hear it or I didn't want to hear it. But I've put in the time and the effort and changed that energy or changed my approach. Maybe I've cut off some people that were toxic. And I feel like now's the right time to tell you what was really going on and why things went down the way they did. Hello, 8-Bit. How are you doing? We like the weirdness, Flower. It's our favorite thing. So we have Temperance and the 9 of Cups. And I feel like, I'm pretty sure this is Catherine of Aragon in her youth. Obviously not modern day. Who was a very pious woman. This is how they see you. It doesn't mean that you have to be, really into religious beliefs or preaching something in particular, but they feel like you showed them kindness that nobody else did. They want to do something to help you. They feel like you showed them kindness when nobody else would, and therefore they want to do something to return that kindness. 6 of Cups. I feel like they have a gift for you. Even if it's as simple as, let me buy you like a piece of French silk pie. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, 8-Bit. Just trying to like do more organizing today without getting too distracted. I did maybe meet an adorable little kitten over the weekend. You guys will know if I acquire a cat, it's gonna be on the channel. Especially because, well, I'm just a little bit nervous recording with a new cat. Like, will I be in the middle of a live stream and the cat's like climbing the drapes, or, which isn't really drapes, it's like a blanket over the window. Or like climbing up my leg. I don't know, it may make things a little bit interesting. I just have to make sure, because like, there's always surprise costs when you get a cat. All right, so 6 of Cups and the 10 of Swords in the reverse. I think they want to gift you something. They want to show their appreciation. Even if you're mad at me and, the way I spoke to you last time I saw you is something you can't really get over, that's fine. But I have to show my gratitude because the only reason I finally figured out the path that I needed to follow was because I kept thinking about what you said to me, was because you offered me advice that ended up being extremely on point. So they want to show their appreciation. Yes, that would be the challenge, Skemmy. Kittens are curious, so I have to imagine they would love to play with the little stones I keep on top of the cards. We'll see. We'll see. Hello, Dana. How are you doing today? Thank you for the tip. Let me add that for you. Did he delete the photo, or does he still have it? Anything I need to be careful with? And need to know from Spirit. Thank you, Dana. I've added that for you. And I think we gotta dive in. It just turned 35 minutes, so Let's dive into those personal questions. What shall we use for flower? Well, you know what? The Marseille Cat Tarot makes sense, right? Since we were talking about your kitties. Hello, Friendy. How are you doing? Ooh, excellent idea. Rachel says I need to keep a laser pointer close to redirect the kitten's attention. Stellar idea. Hello, Anthony. How are you doing? Hello, Gracie. How are you doing? All right, so whatever comes out for Flower. What does Flower need to know, please? Three of Swords in the reverse. Four of Wands. 10 of Swords and the Three of Cups in the reverse. There is healing happening for you, a leveling up or an upgrade. This is regarding something that felt like a betrayal. But it comes like conditionally. Like you're getting leveled up, there's a new chapter that's starting, things are going to feel better for you, but it is dependent upon you staying disconnected from somebody who was not a very good friend, somebody who is selfish. Is this an ex? No, this is someone who used to be a friend. This is a person who had rules that they expected you to abide by, but they did not really feel like they needed to abide by those. So they would have had higher expectations for how you treated them than what they were willing to follow for you, right? No way, that's crazy. Well, I hope it was helpful for you, Gracie. Hello, Mr. Slade. That's terrifying. Are you sure you can handle being on my channel? Right? I'm not entirely convinced they're a different person, Rachel. Tread carefully, Mr. Slade. We've had enough of the sleep paralysis demon chat today in particular. So Flower, this person who used to be a friend. Interesting, we have La Lune. This person who used to be a friend is operating with negative intentions and talking about you. This is someone who feels like you don't belong. So they're trying to convince someone else who likes you or appreciates or respects you to see things differently. The person who does still consider themselves to be your friend is looking at them like, it's like, really? No, thank you. Like, appreciate that you have your own opinion, but that's you. That's a you thing, right? Oh, that's so great, Gracie. I'm proud of you. I hope you get that. That is awesome. Hello, Shambhala. What's up? So, Flower, this person who's trying to talk negatively about you to other people who know you, they're failing at their mission because people see you for who you really are, or at least the people they're trying to convince to dislike you. So just know that your reputation is solid, and whoever this is who's like a hater, they're kind of getting put in their place, or they're just getting ignored. Like, okay, whatever you want to say, I don't have to believe you. That's funny, Dana. He's like, you haven't paid me. Bring me some tuna and then maybe we can talk about it. Hello, E-Pal, what's up? It's true, Flower. Flower, there's also something here about money in a positive light. I feel like you don't have to really do too much for this. So if you have a little bit of manifestation power that you can set aside for drawing in some financial win, do so. I don't feel like it takes much effort. It's like, excuse me, I would really like it if I could have like, oh, I don't know, $300. I know you don't use dollars, but you know what I mean? And then like, there it is. So know that you have strong manifestation powers right now, and there's money that like wants to be yours. It's like, you know where we would feel just like right at home is if Flower had this money. It feels to me like it's almost like you're walking around and somebody is irresponsible with their money, stuffs all this cash in their pocket, and then as they reach them, more money falls out on the ground and you're walking right behind them. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's like a video game. Scoop that right up. I gotta say, I'm not really a fan of like stealing other people's money. So maybe you don't see who the person is that drops it, right? But you're there to scoop up some money. I guess it's supposed to be yours. Let me add Gracie's question real quick. What's coming for me? I've added that for you. Thank you, Gracie. And Flower, I love that there's money coming your way. I hope you enjoy that. And good luck with the kitties. There you go. All right, this is the Egyptian Tarot. You're welcome, Flower. Let's see what we've got for Dana. Did Hushin delete the photo? Yes, he did delete it. Is there anything that Dana needs to be careful with? Wow. This is saying you've already taken out the trash. Page of Pentacles in the reverse and Justice. So in other words, continue being careful with what you are already being careful about. But this feels to me like you've already taken care of business. So like move in the same way that you've been moving, right? Secret energy is around you. So I do feel like there is somebody here who is hoping they can keep a secret from you, but you're a little too perceptive for them. They're like over here, like telling people like, don't tell Dana, and you're over, like you've already figured it out. Hello, Rukia, how are you doing? Oh, that's awesome, Gracie. I'd be happy to do a reading for them. So Dana with the Six of Swords and the Empress, I do feel like you're navigating some difficult waters more easily than most people would. Someone wants to drag you into an argument, and I don't see you falling for that. My day is going well. Thank you, Rukia. How about yours? What does Dana need to know from Spirit, please? There is someone who's a little bit unhinged around you. I'm seeing the number 4 is associated with this person. They are falling apart at the seams. There's multiple things within this person's life that are not going well, and it's like coming through as their fault. It's not like they're being, you know, taken advantage of, or people are lying about them or manipulating them. This is somebody who chooses things that they shouldn't choose. and then whines about the consequences of their own actions. I see an ending in the near future. This could be your brother. A shift or a change in terms of how you interact with this person or how often you see this person. Boundaries may be getting put in place because you realize that this person really only thinks about themselves, especially when it comes to money. Hello, Kimberly. How are you doing? Thank you. Hello, Tim. I hope you're having a good day. I like that 8-bit. Hello, Kadu. How are you doing? Anything else for Dana, please? Another 4. Yeah, this is somebody who is creating instability pretty much anywhere they go, but they make promises and then break those promises. So I see you implementing like a new way of interacting with this person or establishing some new rules. Very justified. And I hope Freddie catches that mouse for you. That's funny. All right, so we got Gracie up next. What is coming for Gracie, please? Any good news? What is coming for Gracie? Seven of Wands, 10 of Swords. The 6 of Swords in the reverse and the Ace of Cups. So, does this have to do with the job opportunity? Yes, Hierophant, which is like another card for boss. So it looks like there is some sort of obstacle in terms of you being chosen or selected, and that obstacle is overcome. So if there were, for example, some budgetary issues, the hiring manager works a little bit of magic because they're convinced this is the right move. So you may not even realize that there is a delay or an obstruction here to you getting what you are supposed to get. But because we have someone who is determined working on your behalf, this obstacle just kind of turns into a nothing burger. It's not really a big deal. So I do see you getting a job offer. This is just telling you to be patient and do not assume the worst. I want you to picture getting that offer or getting the answer that you want, right? The outcome that you want. Even if there is some sort of a delay, stay positive. Your thoughts are more powerful than you realize. So even though there is something or someone who's trying to make this more complicated, they're not going to be able to get in the way, at least not for too long, of you getting what you're supposed to get. So I like that. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for hyping the video if you're able to. Hello, Merida. And I will see you on the next reading. Toodles.